Albert Spaggiari is one of the rare criminals who has etched his name in gold letters in the world of crime. He was neither a run-of-the-mill bank robber nor just an organized crime leader chasing material gain. Spaggiari's story serves as a lesson in how a major heist can be executed with intelligence, patience, and meticulous planning. However, what cemented his place in history was not just the heist on Société Générale Bank, but the manner in which he carried it out and his subsequent escape. His life continues to evoke both admiration and curiosity, raising numerous questions about the criminal world. As we delve into the details of this event, let's take a closer look at how Spaggiari's criminal career was shaped and the incidents that turned him into a legend. Spaggiari and his team's choice of Société Générale Bank was no random selection. During the summer of 1976, when they planned their attack on this bank in Nice, they knew they had to master not only the upper floors, but also the structure beneath it. Spaggiari was determined to plan a non-violent heist, marking his first sign of how different he was from others in the criminal world. The team decided to descend underground, using tunnels connected to the bank's sewage system. This decision was revolutionary in the world of heists. Months of excavation followed through the tunnels, facing numerous technical challenges such as ventilation issues and the risk of tunnel collapse. Yet each challenge was expertly overcome due to Spaggiari's meticulous planning and his team's skills. So, who were the members of this team? The people around Spaggiari were not ordinary criminals. They were individuals with expertise in their respective fields. There were those skilled in engineering for tunnel digging, those responsible for security systems, and operators who planned the transportation of the money. All were parts of a whole. As each performed their tasks flawlessly, their leader Spaggiari meticulously oversaw every step. When Spaggiari and his team entered the bank, the scene they encountered once again showcased their intelligence. When they opened the vault, they found 60 million francs, approximately $50 million in today's terms, in cash and jewelry. However, what was most striking about the event was that such a massive heist was accomplished without firing a single shot or resorting to any act of violence. This detail highlights Albert Spaggiari's unique perspective in the world of crime. After the heist, the message they wrote on the bank's wall became a symbol of this approach. No weapons, no violence, no hate. This message not only represented avoidance of physical violence, but also symbolized a challenge to the system through intelligence. Spaggiari's avoidance of violence in executing his crimes painted him as an unusual profile in the criminal world. His philosophy proved that a different approach in organized crime was indeed possible. Although the plan seemed flawless, Albert Spaggiari could not avoid capture. After the heist, Spaggiari was brought to court. Yet even at this point, he utilized his intelligence to devise a legendary escape plan. During the trial, while everyone listened to his defense, Spaggiari suddenly performed an unexpected move by jumping out of the courtroom window. At this moment, a collaborator waiting with a motorcycle helped him complete his escape plan successfully. After this escape, Spaggiari was never captured again. It was as if the earth opened up and swallowed him. How did he hide? And how did he manage to stay elusive for years? Spaggiari's life after the escape remained a great mystery. French police and Interpol chased him for years, but always lost his trail. Numerous theories emerged about where he was hiding, what identity he assumed, and how he survived, but none were confirmed. This escape solidified Spaggiari's place in the criminal world and turned him into a legend. He is remembered not only as a bank robber, but also as a criminal noted for his intelligence and escape abilities. Spaggiari's team had stolen money and jewelry worth 60 million francs. However, such a large fortune could not be used directly. They needed to launder it and cover its traces. This is where the money laundering process came into play. The team managed to launder the stolen goods through international crime networks, successfully introducing the money into the legal economy. This process demonstrates not only the success of Spaggiari and his team with physical heists, but also their proficiency with financial crimes. The process of covering up the money's trail highlights how sophisticated money laundering had become at the time and how experienced Spaggiari was in this regard. The Société Générale heist had a significant impact in France and around the world. However, this event was not just a criminal case, but also a stark example of how bank security systems were insufficient. Spaggiari's method of entering the bank through tunnel digging highlighted the need for banks to pay attention not only to internal security systems, but also to their infrastructure. After the heist, many banks in France had to enhance their security measures. Especially the security of underground systems was reviewed, and new measures were developed against such attacks. Spaggiari's heist is considered a turning point in the banking sector, while also serving as an inspiration in the criminal world. So, what was the motivation behind Albert Spaggiari's heist? Was he merely pursuing material gain, or was there a deeper ideological background to this crime? Although there is no definitive answer to this question, it is believed that Spaggiari did not undertake this heist just for money. His intelligence and non-violent approach could be seen as a challenge to the system. Perhaps Spaggiari wanted to convey a message to the criminal world through intelligence and strategy. Regardless, this heist once again proved the importance of strategic genius and planning in organized crime. Albert Spaggiari, with his heist, not only created a criminal case, but also made a mark in the criminal world with a different approach. This operation under his leadership was like a masterpiece where intelligence and patience combined. The legendary status of Spaggiari in the world of crime offered a new perspective on organized crime. Today, his heist is still taught as a lesson in the criminal world and continues to inspire admiration. His leadership, team management, and escape plan remain a prime example of how a criminal can be a strategic genius. Albert Spaggiari and his team were meticulous in handling the large amount of money and jewelry stolen during the heist. It was not possible to use such a large fortune directly, so they turned to money laundering operations. Spaggiari's connections in the criminal world came into play here. European crime organizations especially helped to obscure the traces of the stolen goods and transfer them to legal channels. The money laundering process highlighted the wide international connections of Spaggiari and his team. Money laundering operations were not limited to cleaning the money. The stolen jewelry and valuables were distributed and sold in different countries, turning them into cash. Spaggiari paid great attention during this process. Understanding that criminals needed to move without leaving traces, Spaggiari took advantage of legal loopholes and successfully introduced the money into the legal economy. The scale of this operation showcased his effectiveness in the criminal world and his expertise in managing such large operations. Albert Spaggiari's escape from court was one of the most significant elements that completed his legend in the world of crime. This escape was not an ordinary criminal act, but a carefully planned operation. The fact that he managed to evade capture for years, despite continuous police operations, indicates his exceptional skills and strategic thinking. Spaggiari's ability to escape and his life following the heist have been a subject of fascination for many. After his escape, various theories emerged about where he could be hiding. Although there were many speculations, his ultimate fate remained a mystery. Spaggiari was not seen or heard from for many years, which only added to his legendary status. Despite various police investigations and attempts to find him, he remained elusive and continued to be a subject of curiosity and admiration. Albert Spaggiari's story had a significant influence on future criminals. His approach to heists and criminal operations became a model for those who wanted to innovate in the world of crime. Spaggiari's philosophy, which avoided violence and focused on intelligence and strategy, set a new standard for criminal operations. His story inspired many to think creatively and strategically, changing the face of organized crime. In the criminal world, Spaggiari's legacy continues to be a benchmark for success and intelligence. His heist and escape remain topics of study and admiration among criminals and law enforcement alike. Albert Spaggiari's influence on future criminal operations showed that intelligence and planning could achieve even the most ambitious goals in crime. Albert Spaggiari's criminal career, his Société Générale heist, and his legendary escape created an enduring myth that remains influential in the criminal world. His story demonstrates how intelligence, strategic planning, and a non-violent approach can leave a mark in the world of organized crime. While Spaggiari's ultimate fate is still uncertain, his place in criminal history is secured. Albert Spaggiari will always be remembered as a criminal genius who changed the criminal world's dynamics with his exceptional heist and escape.